I got 2 days of extra holidays from school. So I decided to start a new journey. This time I planned to visit my relatives in village. Only me and my parents were traveling this time. I kept on staring at the window as we passed the road. The place was so peaceful, so nice that there was so much greenery around and I felt very happy looking at the children playing outdoor games. People were washing clothes at the ponds. I saw people plowing their fields. Everybody seemed to be enjoying themselves. On the way, there was a temple, so we decided to pay a visit there before we continued our journey. At the first sight, the temple looked quite small, but reaching there, I found it big. Maybe I was at fault because of the trees there. We climbed the stairs and reached the temple. I was highly impressed by its wonderful architecture and patterns. It was so pretty that it was difficult to believe that it was built about hundreds of years ago. Well, I got to know the fact because I found a stone with many information written on it at the entrance. We entered the worship hall and offered our offering to God and bowed our heads in prayer and then came back to car. We restarted our journey. In about half an hour, we reached the village and found the house quite soon as we asked our uncle to wait at the entrance. We were greeted by the family warmly. Though they live in village, their house is quite big. They still have chickens and the surrounding seems quite enjoyable. There was a pond in their house with lotus plants. They also had ducklings and a duck playing and swimming in the water. I saw my cousin after a long time. She had grown big now. Last time, when I visited them, she was only of 2 years. She came running to me and greeted too. She took me out with her and called all her friends, and I was introduced to them too. We played there for a while. She showed me many amazing games which I had never played before. It was around 2 o'clock and she asked me to wait near the gate as she will be buying crackers from a traveling vendor. She came out with 20 rupees. Suddenly, I heard a sound from far away. My cousin was jumping with delight. She told me that it was the vendor. My cousin handed him the money and asked him to give her favorite crackers. The man handed her two and she asked me which one I would like to have. I was a little confused about which one to take. There were various types of crackers. I took 2 packets of different shaped crackers. When the vendor handed me the packets, my hand slightly touched with him and to my great surprise, his hand was icy cold. We came back home and the vendor went away. That day we had a nice celebration. My cousin asked me if I liked the crackers. She told me that she buys it every day. The next day, in the afternoon, I and my cousin were waiting outside for the vendor. Already 1 hour had passed, but there was no sign of the vendor. My cousin went to her neighbor's house and asked if the vendor has already gone. The neighbor inquired that the vendor had passed away 2 days back. My cousin was dumbfounded, and so was I. Suddenly, I remembered that why his hands were icy cold. Somewhere I came across the fact that when people die, they get cold. I thought for a while, why did he come back? Maybe he did not want to upset my cousin as she bought crackers every day from him. I then went to my cousin and told her about my thoughts, comforting her. But why didn't he come today? I was going through a great phase of bewilderment.